Welcome to Mitchell Elf. Our theme this year is Adaptations, and this unit is Beaks, Feet, and Feathers. And this is the intro conclusion bin, mostly the intro bin because the conclusion is a little bit different for this unit. On your outline, you'll notice at the top a different kind of suggested use of a 2-hour class day. The final center number 5, which we're also calling our conclusion, students will dissect owl pellets, and you'll find out more about that as you watch that video, which is why we're suggesting that you save about 35 minutes for that. So one option is a 15-minute setup, a 15-minute introduction, 3 centers that are 20 minutes each, and then the 35-minute conclusion, and then cleaning up and putting away your materials. You could also run all 4 centers and spend a little bit less time on your introduction and spend less time setting up, and that would still allow you to divide the class into 4 groups, running centers at about 18 to 20 minutes, and then doing the final center 5/conclusion for 30 to 35 minutes, because they'll need all that time and the kids will want all that time. So this unit focuses on bird adaptations, and specifically the fact that birds have exceptional adaptations that enable them to fly and to keep warm and to procure food. There are several opening questions and information about birds located in our outline. As always, I would suggest picking just a couple and focusing the discussion with a few of them. There's a great fact on our front page: why is it so important for birds to have adaptations? And it's because if birds did not have specific adaptations, their survival would be reduced. And a perfect example of that is the island of Guam. It's the only island without birds on it, and that's because during World War II, brown snakes were introduced to the island, and because there aren't any birds there, the insect and spider populations have ballooned out of control, and the ecosystem is not in balance. And so there's no predators like for the snakes, for instance. So they're an important part of the ecosystem and they need to be protected. Some questions you might want to focus on are all birds the same? Do they all have really similar features? And in this unit you'll find out that that's why it's called Beaks, Feet, and Feathers, because different birds, depending on their habitat and their hunting needs, have different adaptations to their beaks, to their feet, and to their feathers. There's also, in addition to the puppet show, which I'll talk about in a second, there is a slideshow and a script that you are welcome to use or not use as you see fit to help you. You'll need to get the teacher to help you probably use the smartboard. And there's a script in here that just tells you about, it goes through and identifies different birds and what their adaptation is to survive. And you ask the students questions, and while they look at the picture, like of the meadowlark or of the blue jay and the sparrow, and different things, and what those adaptations might be, and you can get a discussion going that way as well. I would, if it was me, not spend a huge amount of time. If you're going to divide into 4, if you're going to use all 4 centers and then do the center 5 for your conclusion, I would take a look at the slideshow and see what parts of it you might want to borrow. Take a look at the questions, use those as you see fit. And then the puppet show stars Marsha Mouse and Cappy Chickadee. And Cappy Chickadee learns all about how not all birds are the same. And he meets the cardinal, and he meets the duck, and his mom explains explains things to him and helps him learn that different birds have different adaptations that are super important in making the birds diverse, so that they don't all end up using and needing the same resources. And Marsha Mouse wishes she could fly, but realizes there's a place for her in the ecosystem as well. So that's about it for the introduction. Super important things, again, as usual, we have borrowed specimens from the Museum of Nature and Science. We need students and parents to remember to be super careful with these. There have been some instances where I've seen students passing the specimens around, and specimens should not be passed around. They should be on the table. Students can do a 2-finger touch. Adults should keep the specimens over the table. The specimens for this particular unit are terribly fragile and are not in cases. Say, like for instance, the butterflies were in a case that most of these are not in cases. So students can touch them, but one at a time and with just 2 fingers. And please, oh please, if there's something that happens, we need you to email us. And it's not the end of the world. We just need to know so that we can let the museum know. You can put all the parts in a Ziploc bag and label it and just make sure that it's all kept together. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com. I'm remembering really quick that this picture of the American kestrel is a prop that goes with the puppet show. And golly, I think that's it for now. Again, mitchellelf@gmail.com if you have any questions. And enjoy this unit. It's a pretty fantastic one. Thank you.